What's up, everyone? It's good to be back. I know I've been making a ton of videos lately. I've been really spending most of my time buried in college film. I want to get these ratings for the rookies as real as possible, so I've really been focusing in on that. A couple housekeeping notes before we get into this video. I was on a gaming podcast. I'm encouraging you guys to check it out if you do like playing other games outside of Madden. I had a ton of fun. It's called the Contrast Gaming Podcast. It's kind of new, but we were having a ton of fun talking about the new Mass Effect, Horizon Zero Dawn, and a bunch of other games. So that was a ton of fun to do. Please check it out. I appreciate the support, guys. And then also, because I'm not making a ton of videos, if you want to stay up to date on my reaction to free agency moves as well as my what I'm coming across watching this college film, do check out my Twitter at TFG_football. And also let me know like players that you think I should really take a deep look at. It's always good to hear different opinions on that stuff. And then lastly, my Madden roster has been updated with free agency. I know I haven't made a video about that, but I've been keeping up to date on that every day. So if you haven't gotten your hands on that, definitely check it out and play some franchise mode with the new free agents moving around. So that's it for the housekeeping notes for this video. I'm going to start talking about some prospects here. We're going to do quarterbacks. You'll notice I only did 6. This is kind of a combination of results resulting from the fact that Madden's only going to let me make 84 players, so I have to kind of pick and choose how many players of each position. I figure about 6 quarterbacks will go in about the first 3 rounds, I'm only going to be able to make every player from the first 3 rounds and then maybe add a few guys I like after that. But these are kind of the 6 guys I like, and that's why I only did 6. But do let me know if you think there's someone that probably belongs above these 6. So that said, we're going to dive in here. So the first guy we're going to look at here is Davis Webb, my 6th ranked quarterback. He's out of California. He's got the physical traits. You know, he's 6'5". He's got a pretty quick release, and he's pretty accurate, so he definitely fits that NFL mold. Decent athlete. I give him 90 throw power, so a pretty good arm, above average, but not spectacular by any means, and decently accurate. But I have him, he comes out as a 66 overall. I think he's going to be a bit of a project, to be honest. He was playing in sort of a point and throw offense, if you will, very much first reads. We didn't necessarily see him look like he's going to look at the next level, getting pro opportunities with pockets breaking down and having to make his own decisions. So he's definitely going to have to develop or prove that he can do that. I think he'll end up going about the 4th or 5th round. So again, a 66 overall for Davis Webb. And then my 5th ranked guy here is Deshaun Kaiser out of Notre Dame. I think he's the youngest in this group. Very physically talented guy, maybe the most physically talented guy in this class. Watching him, I kept trying to think of Cam Newton, but he's not really as physically imposing as Cam Newton, but he also has similarities in that he doesn't really extend plays. He's got pretty poor pocket awareness and doesn't always use his athleticism as much as he should, but probably the strongest arm in this class. I have serious concerns about his accuracy. So that's why he kind of falls for me. But I think he does have that upside. He could end up going, as early as the first round, to be honest. But I think 2nd or 3rd round is where he'll end up. So Kaiser getting a 68 overall, and then Patrick Mahomes, not sure how you say that, out of Texas Tech. He comes in right behind him. He's going to come out at 69 overall. I think he's got some similarities to Kaiser. But I kind of like his game a little more. He seems to have a little more flair, personality to his game. A lot of people compare him to Matthew Stafford, and I definitely see that. He definitely has that ability to extend plays and has those gunslinger tendencies, which can be good or bad. He's got a pretty strong arm. He's a decently athletic guy. But he also at times, throwing across his body when he shouldn't, and just mistakes that he's going to have to correct if he wants to play at the next level. Because of his upside, I think he's going to go similar to Kaiser, 2nd or 3rd round. But I could certainly see him above some of these other guys turning into a pretty good NFL player. I think he's got some personality to his game, and I could definitely see him thriving in the right system over time. But I still think he should sit for a little bit. And then my third guy is Mitchell Trubisky out of North Carolina. He's typically the top-rated guy, and I get it. He's very athletic. He's got a strong arm. He's definitely got the ability to extend plays. Is among the best in this class. And I just honestly think a lot of Johnny Manziel when I watch him play, and maybe the upside of Ryan Tannehill. And that's not something you spend an early first-round pick on. I'm concerned with how much he's actually played. He isn't like, say, Deshaun Watson, who has played multiple years as a starter and has proved to be a winning player at that position. Trubisky didn't necessarily have a great season, or North Carolina didn't. So I think he will be a first-round pick. That's not for me to say that he should be. He's fine. He's got definitely has the physical tools, and I get why some people would get excited about him. But he comes down to a 72 overall. I wish it would tell me on the screen, but yeah, he's a 72 overall and my third-ranked quarterback prospect. My second guy is Deshaun Watson. It definitely has his concerns, his accuracy being number one. The more and more you watch, the more you really start to worry about his ability to hit guys consistently, especially the deep ball. But he also has that ability to hit those throws. He makes some beautiful throws at times. He's definitely the most athletic guy in this class, as we saw at the Combine. But really, I just love his character and what he's going to bring to a locker room, much more than Trubisky. I think Deshaun Watson might be the only guy worth taking in the first round here. I think he is going to be successful, but I do have worries that he has Tyrod Taylor-like upside, that he might end up just being a guy that you plug in and kind of form a system around, like the Bills have done with Tyrod Taylor, using his mobility but and minimizing his weaknesses in terms of accuracy. But there's also a chance that he does develop in a pro-style offense. We didn't see Clemson really run pro-style stuff. There's a ton of read option, getting rid of the ball quickly, and just making sure he didn't really make a ton of decisions. So we'll see if he develops, and I think he will, because he does seem to be a gamer, and the locker room just loves this guy. So I'm a fan of Deshaun Watson. He comes down to a 73 overall. And we'll take a look at the number one guy here. It's a bit of a surprise. Unless you follow me on Twitter, you would have known that I have been a huge fan of Nathan Peterman for really the better part of a year now. I think he is clearly the most pro-ready quarterback in this class. He has frame to improve his throwing arm, which is kind of his main criticism, I suppose, that he's not really built like an NFL quarterback. He's a little skinnier. But man, he is by far the best pocket awareness and probably the best accuracy in the class. Across the board, he's the best at throwing on the move. His decision making is definitely good. Maybe not the best in the class, but very good. He struggles in the red zone at times, which is something you can work on. But I will not be surprised if Peterman is the steal of this draft. He's probably going to go second or even third round, which is kind of crazy to me, because his tape it's almost like miles above any of these guys, in my opinion. So I think he should be the first quarterback taken, but he won't be. But if your team gets this guy later in the draft, I think that's a total steal. I encourage you guys to watch his film, because it really is kind of eye-opening. So that's just the top 6 guys for me. I really want to hear from you guys if there's guys you think I'm overlooking, because there's a good chance of that, because after this, I haven't really gone in too deep. I think there's a pretty big drop-off after Davis Webb. But if you guys think there's a guy that could sneak into the third or fourth round and really be a sleeper, I would love to check him out. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll get to the running backs next. And I appreciate you guys giving me feedback and whatnot. So peace out, guys. We'll see you next time.